Cue Dave and Ryan in 3, 2, 1.
It's Dave and Ryan's movie review.
Sponsored by the Plan Z Diet.
All right, welcome back. We're going to talk about one of my favorite movies.
Mine too.
Of all time, and sadly, I have a story about it. We're going to talk about Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Now, this came out in 1975. 1 hour, 31 minutes, rated PG. You got Graham Chapman, John Cleese, Eric Idle, and the whole Monty Python crew. I knew nothing about Monty Python until I was about 17 years old.
I didn't really know much until I was about 13.
And I feel cheated.
Yeah. For me, it was late night on Channel 7, PBS. It was the British, I think it was after 7 o'clock, it was like the British shows. There was Monty Python. There was Keeping Up with Appearances. There was Are You Being Served?
Did you have Faulty Towers?
I don't think there was Faulty Towers. There was one more. I don't remember what it was. But I just remember watching commercials for it. The commercials, and I was like, oh, that's in Salt Lake. The one that stuck out mine was Lamb's Restaurant. I was like, oh, I should probably go there. It's closed now.
It is. But I heard they had really good food.
Yeah, I heard the lamb was good.
Probably. Yeah. But no, I was 17 years old. We had a choir teacher at the time, Claudia Bigler, who really was into Monty Python, and we would have choir parties, and we watched this movie, and that's because it fell in line with the school rated PG.
At the time, I doubt that you could get away with watching this now.
Probably not. But
even though it's rated PG, it's
yeah. But anyway, it is exactly what it says it is. It's Monty Python. They are on a quest to find the Holy Grail. It deals with, King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table and the Lady in the Lake, and even if you've never seen this movie before, I would be willing to bet that you have heard lines from this movie and not even realized it.
Yes, I love how at the beginning of this film, you get all the credits.
Yes.
You turn it on, you're like, wait a minute, do I need, back then you're like, oh, do I need to rewind the tape? But no, that's how they do it. All the credits were at the very beginning of the film, so at the very end, it just ended.
It's epic.
It just ended.
By the way.
Just black screen. And then you're just sitting there. And then you're like, oh yeah, the credits were at the beginning.
There's no mid-credit scene in this one. But and it's one of those movies that you probably need to watch like 2 or 3 times to really appreciate.
Yeah.
Because there are so many things that go on in this movie.
With the coconuts for the horses.
Coconuts for horses.
That was a budget thing.
Of course it was. Why wouldn't it be?
If I recall, they had a very, very low budget for this.
I didn't look up to see what the budget was for this.
That's why they had animators. Basically, it was everyone who worked on the TV show worked on the movie. So all the animators they had for the animation on the TV show, they did all the animation for this movie. So they really didn't have a big budget. Let me see if I can find
and
the
lots of
budget.
The other cool thing about it was it was always it seemed like they always had, whenever God came on screen, he was a cartoon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He was always animated. But the movie itself, like I said, it's just a fun movie. But you have to be in the right mindset, and you've got to. If you don't enjoy British humor, you might not enjoy this movie.
Yeah,
that's the problem. If you don't enjoy movies like Fierce Creatures or Fish Called Wanda,
yeah, I was gonna say,
those are two of my favorites as well.
Fierce Creatures is one of my favorites.
Yes, Dad says when you're bad, you got to go to the shed. But no, this Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I would even be willing to say that on certain points, it was almost even a little bit groundbreaking in some things. You also had a director in this that was nuts and went on to make some really weird movies. Terry Gilliam made some really weird movies. I'm pointing at you, 12 Monkeys.
Yeah.
But it follows the quest of him building his Knights of the Round Table as they go in search of the Holy Grail.
Okay, I got the budget was $229 $575.
Yeah, $229,000 for a movie.
Yeah, and opening, they made 45 and a half.
So they didn't quite cover it on their opening.
That's just opening. That's combined. In the U.S., it was 2.5. Worldwide, it was 2.8.
2.8 million?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay for a $250,000 movie. That's a pretty good
Wait,
return.
no, not million. 1,000.
280,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to remember this movie came out in
75.
75, so they didn't really have $1 million movies back then.
That's true. But some of my favorite things in this, of course, you've got to talk about the Knights of St. Denis and wanting a shrubbery.
Bring me a shrubbery.
The French.
So when me and my friends when we were in high school, whenever we would play games, this was back like when Halo and all that was popular. They introduced you could build clans or teams, and that was our clan name was the Knights of Knee.
The Knights of Knee. But and one of my favorites is a conversation that happens fairly early in the movie.
Oh, please tell me it's the witch one.
No, it's the one where he's trying to tell them that he pulled the sword out of the stone and now he's the king. Oh. And he said that, and the one guy says, "So you're telling me that just because some watery tart threw a sword at you, you're king?" And he says, "Yes." And he goes, "Well, that's no way to base a government."
And also, bring out your dead.
Bring out your dead. That's what
I'm
I'm saying.
Not dead yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is there are so many things that people have heard that came from this movie, and it's sad that if you've never seen it.
Yeah. If you've never seen it, you probably have no idea what we're talking about when we say coconuts.
Yes.
They have 2 coconut shells, and they couldn't afford horses, so basically they would look like they were like tromping around, and their squires would be behind them with 2 coconuts.
Clomping like horses. This is how good this movie was, quietly. Okay? Yes, it had kind of a cult following. They created a musical.
Yes.
Spamalot.
How did they do the bunny part?
Didn't have it in it.
Well,
it did. I take that back because that's where I was headed with this. The college here, the local college, did it 5-10 years ago. I was in it.
They had the holy hand grenade.
The bunny was in it, and I was Sir Robin.
Okay.
And Sir Robin has a big song and dance number called "You Won't Succeed on Broadway." If you've never heard it, you got to check it out. Telling you.
I can't remember. Did Sir Robin die at the bridge towards the end?
Yes. Everybody died at the bridge towards the end.
Yeah. Well, there was a few that didn't.
Well, that's true. But yes, and that's where you learn about the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow. An African swallow.
How did you guys do the big the monster in the cave?
That didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
It's just off-screen sounds. But then they threw the bunny. The bunny would get thrown. So
if you haven't seen this movie, watch it.
Yes, please watch it.
It's so stupidly funny.
Yes,
not like Will Ferrell or slapstick stupid funny, like genuine hilarious.
Yes, and you can see where all of these guys went on to do what they did, like John Cleese.
Yep.
And Eric Idle went on to do great things in other great movies. So. And we're going to talk about some of the other Monty Python ones coming up here in just a bit. So for me, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I got it a 5 out of 5. 5 buckets of popcorn. Go see this. If you've never seen it,
I'm giving it 5 buckets as well.
It is such a great movie. If you've never seen it, find it, watch it. You'll enjoy it.
Find
I
it,
promise.
love it.
And if you don't, call Ryan and he'll give you your money back.
No.
Pretty easy.
Call me and I will sit you down and tell you how stupid you are.
Tell you how wrong you were about not liking this movie. All right.
You're dumb and here's why.
An essay in 3 parts.
Yes.
All right. So go see this one. Once again, it's great. And it's the 50th anniversary of it. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Now, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about Monty Python because they didn't stop there.
No.
Oh, no. Maybe you've heard of a person called Jesus Christ. Yeah, they made a movie about that too. That probably couldn't be made today.
No.
Let's just put that out there. All right, so when we come back, we're going to talk about Monty Python more on Dave and Ryan's movie review, brought to you by the Plan Z Diet.